everywhere Indian newspapers publish, they will say that this celebrity, cricketer, movie star paid highest income tax. Point is that, and you see that these people who are celebrity claim to pay highest income tax. They of course are not poor, they are rich, but they are not among the wealthiest of Indians. If I ask you who are wealthiest of Indians, these names will not figure. So clearly there's some action happening at the top. And there's something that we should keep in mind and think. Other way, these plots show you other way of looking at income, reported income and tax paid. If we compare, as I said, that if we simply look at absolute income levels, then reported income levels explode at the right tail. So rich ones are reporting a lot of income, paying a lot of income tax. But if we compare their income, they report, to their wealth, then we get completely opposite picture. This slide will give you a neater view. So if you compare income reported by top wealth groups with their wealth, this ratio actually plummets. It shows that wealthiest 1% of Indians income they report does not tend to amount to even 2% equivalent of their wealth. And therefore, we should ask the question, is 2%, do we get only 2% returns on our capital in bank accounts, in mutual funds, in equity? So does it look something that seemingly, a group that looks seemingly overtaxed, is it really overtaxed group? This is the question we should ask. And it turns out that this slide shows that if we assume, so if we use national income accounts to compute rate of return on capital in India, it turns out to be around 7.2%. If we look at only the capital income and compare capital income with total reported income, it turns out that for 15%, top 15% wealth groups, the total income they report is less than what we would expect by way of their capital income alone. So it seems like that this is not overburdened group. How about the marginal income tax rates in India? On the upper side, but it's not below world average, above world average, but we are not really outliers. So in this, again, this draws upon Surjit's work. These are your slides, Surjit. So 7 countries above India, 10 countries below India. Not a very bad scenario. But the total tax burden doesn't seem to be disproportionate. Other question we want to ask is our income tax regime progressive? It should be, regardless of tax GDP is low or high. I think we would expect the income tax regime to be progressive. If we take the standard view, a standard view would be comparing your tax liability with income you report. You get the standard view on progressivity of income tax is what you will get by way of blue curve. Blue curve compares income reported by different sets with their tax liability. It should go up, it goes up. That's standard view. But if we compare your tax liability with your wealth, then we get very different pictures. Then we have the brown, dark brown, orange color plot. This is also more or less progressive, but it ceases to be progressive at the top. So at the top, we don't have income tax regime to be progressive on another criteria, somewhat non-conventional criteria. If we simply look at capital income, only the capital income, tax liability, your total tax liability with your expected capital income. Again, at the top, for the most part, we are doing okay job, progressive, but at the top, our tax regime, income tax regime is not progressive. Then the question, so this was about, who might be overburdened. We are back to the question, who is paying too much tax? Wealthy, they pay a lot of tax, but my point is that it doesn't seem like that we have broken their back by taxing them too much. Salaried class, yes, because they are captive taxpayers with very little maneuverability. They surely seem to be overtaxed compared to the income, especially with respect to their salary income. It also seems to be that the direct taxes are problematic in the sense that I have argued. The other problem with the direct taxes is that, so here I, I have used, this is IMF based plots. So here, this is the, what you see, orange color plot is indirect taxes on sales, GST and other indirect taxes on sales, versus what you see, gray color plot, that is direct taxes. This stops at 2022. If we look at, if we bring in one or two more financial year assessment years, then we see that these two plots, they will converge, moving in right direction. But at the moment, it seems like that we tax Indians more through indirect taxes compared to world average, compared to many developing countries. For several developing countries and most of developed countries, these plots will be swapped. The direct taxes, share of direct taxes will be significantly higher than share of indirect taxes. We mobilize more resources through indirect taxes channel. Who pays more of indirect taxes compared to your income? Consumption tax, we know that they fall disproportionately more on low income groups. Then the question, do I have a minute or two more, or should I stop here? I think I will stop here because I want students to comment. All right, yes, I will stop. I stop here. Now we can come here.
This is my first time. We can stop such a big guy.